Here is a brutal philosophical and existential question every man must ask himself at some point in their life. I am going to ask you this question today. It might change the way you think or live permanently. This will be a mentally and emotionally challenging video. So if you are not in a good place right now, I recommend skipping this video. This video includes graphic topics including drug abuse and suicide. So please be careful and avoid jumping to conclusions. This video asks a question. It's not a statement, opinion, or a prescription. The question is, why should we continue to live? We are born without our consent, in a random place on the planet. There is no guarantee of success, happiness, love, or pleasure. In fact, most evidence points in the opposite direction. If you take one simple look, you will notice that only about 5 to 10% of the population gets what they want in their life and live a comfortable and happy life. The remaining 90 to 95% of people live in a near constant state of fear, uncertainty, anxiety, lack of control, and scarcity. Even when they try to rise, corrupt governments, bureaucrats, politicians, and self interested capitalists often prevent them from finding peace. For the vast majority of people, roughly 90 to 95% of the world, life delivers endless suffering and pain with very little reward, pleasure, or happiness. For most people, failure or mediocrity is effectively guaranteed. Yet the desire to experience happiness and success is universal. A rich billionaire wants a good life just as much as a poor farmer in Bihar. But that farmer will almost never get the same opportunities or feel the same things. So, the first important question, why not just indulge in immediate gratification? Why not smoke, drink, do drugs, watch porn, have meaningless sex until you die? Even if you die young by doing all these things, at least you will have felt guaranteed pleasure or rewards, and nobody can take this away from you. On another crucial question, why not just end it? Why not just end your life right now? It is a guaranteed, fast way of escaping suffering that can seem like the most logical solution. People like Nikola Tesla or Robin Williams, who achieved what the world asked them, still died with regret. Tesla said the world gave him nothing and that he should have spent more time with his mother when she needed him. Even if creative and scientific geniuses like Tesla can fail at life, what hope do ordinary people like you and me have? Why should regular people continue to live? Life seems to guarantee pain and suffering, while offering no guarantees of reward or pleasure. We would not undertake many actions if the success rate was that low. Imagine boarding a plane and being told that the crash rate is 90 to 95%, or going to a surgery and learning that the success rate is at best 5%. Or imagine accepting a job only to be told that there is only a 5% chance that you will receive your salary. You simply would never do these things. These things are irrational and these things are unnecessarily filled with suffering. Yet, we are burdened with a kind of consciousness other animals don't have. A snake or a giraffe never feels these existential questions. They can simply exist without extreme despair. They do not have to search for meaning, or purpose, or pleasure, or endure anxiety about failure or rejection. They live and die as nature intended, but humans do not. Some philosophers, like Albert Camus, Viktor Frankl, and the Buddha, say we can and we have to create our own meaning. But what if someone does not want to create that meaning? Life already has enough suffering. Why should people take on uncertainty, like additional suffering, like uncertainty, risky tasks of seeking meaning and purpose by themselves? Do human beings have the option of not seeking meaning? What if someone simply wants to live a plain, ordinary life without pursuing much meaning or pleasure? Do we have that choice? Or is every human being forced to endure difficult natural suffering, plus the additional pain, the additional risk and burden of pursuing something meaningful? Final question, is this will or instinct to live or to survive and reproduce is a choice, or is this too imposed on us by evolution? What reason a person has to continue living? We had no choice over our birth. Life began on earth without our consent. And because it began, here we are. If someone chooses not to continue living, that's a totally understandable and rational decision. It is your life and you can decide what to do with it. But if you decide not to end it, what can you do? If you are here, then you have decided to continue living. So, if you choose to continue living, then the practical response is to fight against the hardships of life and the indifference of the universe. Decide what will you do to maximize your life and to maximize your potential so that you can experience as much reward, pleasure and happiness as possible.